Good afternoon, train fans, and my special train fans, Julian and Ellie. As a matter of fact, we have a special guest this week. Ellie is here with us in person, and we're going to hear from her in a few seconds. But before that, I just want to introduce this week's topic. We're going to be talking about some trains that I picked up at the recent Greenberg Train Show in Edison, New Jersey, and then we'll have some train runs, which is what we usually do. All right, so without any further ado, let's hear from Ellie. Okay.
My pop recently got some new cars for his train layout. First, here's a Lionel radar car with a lighted radar screen and a rotating radar dish.
The radar dish actually rotates as the car goes down the track.
Next is the generator car, also made by Lionel. When the track has power and the left door is open, a vibrator motor will come on.
And if you plug in the accessory searchlight wire, which goes into this hole here, the accessory light will come on. Lastly, we have a Lionel Lionchief RS-3 diesel, and it's in Jersey Central Railroad red and white markings. It has Bluetooth, it has a powerful CAN motor, and it can pull many cars, and it has rail sounds that include a horn, a bell, and crew talk. And
it has a Lionchief remote control.
So as I mentioned, I recently attended the Greenberg Train Show in Edison, New Jersey. And, when I go to train shows, I don't necessarily look for something specific. But in this particular case, I actually was looking for something. And recently, I've kind of been interested in Lionel's cars that involve the searchlight. And I have a few of those, and I think you've seen a few of those on my layout in the previous videos. And I came across this searchlight car that Lionel began producing in the early 1960s, and it's called a generator car. Now, the generator car basically means it's a box car with a generator in it and provides electricity. Now, it's kind of a neat idea in a way. Let's say that there's a power failure somewhere. If there's a rail line nearby, wherever that power failure is, theoretically a locomotive could pull this car over to that area and sit it on a siding, start the generator up, and the generator would be able to produce a limited amount of electricity to power, at the very least, a searchlight. Lionel kind of picked up on that idea, even though General Motors never actually made one. And they produced a box car with a generator in it in the early 1960s. And it came with a searchlight that you could attach to the car. And then you could illuminate the car from track power. So this car has been reissued a few times since the early 1960s. More recently, I think there were a few releases in the 1990s. The one that I was able to find at the Greenberg Train Show for a very reasonable price was one that was produced about 1996, 1997, so not that long ago. And I just want to give you a close-up look at the car. I'm holding it in my hand, and here it is, okay? And I'm going to turn it around because I want to show you the part that really is the operating part of the car. I mean, there are doors on both sides of the car that you can open and close. It's a double door car. Okay, when you open the doors of the car, you can see there's a simulated generator in there. Okay, and there's the same two doors on the other side here. And the thing is that when you open this particular door on the side, I don't know how well you can see it. Let's see. There is a little switch right there where my finger is. Okay. And when you open the doors, it activates a switch in the car that will turn on a little motor inside the car that's actually under this grating that you see here. You can't really see it right now because it's not on the track. But this vibrator motor starts rotating a small plastic housing on it that's on top of a light bulb. And so when you look at the overhead of the car, it looks like a fan that's turning, which sort of simulates the generator in operation. So this is a visual aspect to the car. Additionally, you see there's a little plug there, and that plug hole is to attach the searchlight. And I'll show you that in the next segment. Okay, so this is the searchlight part of this kit. Here's the external searchlight. Okay, it has a little bulb inside it. This can be placed a distance away from the track side to simulate, again, some emergency lighting that's being used for the purpose of this car. And the base, which would stand near the track, has a telegraph or electrical pole, if you like, here. And the wire is actually kind of camouflaged coming out of that pole. And there's a mini plug at the end there. And that mini plug will go into the plug that I showed you on the car. Once that's attached and track power is applied, and you open that door switch, then this searchlight will illuminate. Okay, and that's essentially the way the whole thing works. So it's kind of a neat trackside car function attraction, if you like. I thought it was kind of interesting, so that's why I was looking for it. These cars generally, if you go for one of the ones that were made in the early 60s, they're a little higher priced. They're a little harder to find in good condition. I didn't see any of that particular type at the show. Those cars generally run somewhere around $100. Sometimes a little bit more. The ones that were produced later on in the 1990s, well, on eBay, you might see them anywhere from $35 to $60, somewhere in that vicinity. And then, of course, if you get something on eBay, you have to pay postage, and you have to worry about whether the car gets damaged on the way. As a matter of fact, I actually purchased this car initially on eBay, and when it arrived, the door frame was cracked off, and so I had to return it for a refund. So I was looking for it when I went to the Greenberg show, and sure enough, there was a dealer there that had one in very pristine condition in the box with the instruction manual, and all the parts were there. And he assured me that it had been tested. Of course, you never know. They do have track testing facilities at most of the Greenberg shows. But I just took it home and I put it on the track, and it works perfectly. And I'll try to give you a little demonstration of it in the next segment. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back. Okay, so I'm going to apply track power now. All right. And you don't see anything at this point, but when I open this door, you can see the searchlight is attached to the car. That's come on. And if you look down, you can see the fan blades rotating. They're illuminated by the bulb that's inside the car. And that's supposed to simulate that a generator is in operation, providing power to this external light that you see there. So that is the function of the generator car. And I'm just going to close the door so you can hear it stop. And otherwise, you of course would have to unplug it from the car so that it can run as it normally would around the track. A second car that I picked up at the Greenberg Train Show that I actually wasn't looking for, but I couldn't pass it up because it was a terrific deal, was this Lionel radar car that you see. Now, there's not too much going on here because there's no motor in this car. This car was also originally released by Lionel earlier, perhaps in the 60s. And if you find one in good condition, it's probably quite high-priced. This particular one was a remake by Lionel in 1992. And when I saw it sitting on the table in the box, and the dealer that was selling it wanted $10 for it, I couldn't really pass it up. So I picked it up, and it's in great condition. There's a little fellow here that you see, a figure sitting there operating a radar screen. That radar screen lights up when track power is applied because there's a little bulb inside here. This what looks like a radar dish or a transmitter of some kind doesn't move. It's a fixed piece. But on the other end of the car, this radar dome that you see actually rotates around, not by means of a motor, but by means of a gear on the bottom of the car. You can see the worm gear over here, and that turns when the wheels turn, and that in turn turns this wheel. It's kind of what I think some people refer to as a Rube Goldberg type of mechanism, one gear turning another gear. And that second gear will rotate the radar screen as the train is moving around the layout, okay? It also rotates a little bit when I turn the truck back and forth, and that would be, of course, when the train is making a turn around a curve or something like that. You might see a turn. Other than that, it's got some painted details on one side there. It looks like a little radar screen that you can see. So it's a nice little car in sort of a kind of a lime green color. And it's an attractive little car for $10. So I'll show this to you also on the layout as the radar dome rotates. We'll be back in a few seconds. Now, the last train that I want to show you, a locomotive that I picked up at the Greenberg Train Show in Edison, is this RS-3 ALCO locomotive, a diesel, okay? I don't have any locomotives of this type in my collection at this point, the RS-3. And I did a little bit of research about it. The RS-3 was produced by ALCO Locomotive Works between 1950 and 1956. So certainly in the period of time when I was born in 1954, it was very much in operation around the country with various railroads. Now, for those of you who know me, I lived many years in central New Jersey. I now reside in Delaware, but I'm kind of fond of the Central Jersey Railroad, so whenever I see something with that particular road name, I tend to look for it. And I do have a few other locomotives that are of the Jersey Central Railroad. But this RS-3 I did not have. I wasn't actually looking for it. I was actually contemplating buying a very, very recent release of the locomotive by Lionel that has rail sounds and locos and Lionchief 2.0 and even generates smoke. But it's kind of expensive. It runs somewhere around $350 to $400. But I came across this locomotive at the train show, and the vendor there only wanted $90 for it. So that was a deal I could not pass up. It's Lionchief, so that means that you can use the remote control, which came with it, all right? And the remote control will allow you to have the locomotive go forward, reverse. It has a horn, it has a bell, and it even has crew sounds. So it's a pretty nice deal for $90. So I just couldn't pass that one up. And it was a little bit of an impulse purchase, but I'm very glad I got it because it's a great puller. It's only a single motor, which was a little disappointing, but it seems to be able to pull 10 cars fairly well, and I'm happy with that. So I'm enjoying it quite a bit, and I'm going to give you a demonstration of it, pulling the other two cars that we just talked about and my granddaughter talked about. And we'll do a train run as well. And that'll probably be it for this week's edition of the train run from the Morrisania and Harlem River Railroad. I just want to, again, thank everyone who has subscribed and continues to enjoy the content that I put up. I enjoy putting them together, and I enjoy sharing whatever information I can find about the locomotives that I'm showing you here and the cars that I'm showing you here. And I will from time to time also include some things on HO because I do have an HO layout as well. So I look forward to seeing you again real soon. And as I like to say at the end of any of my videos, run your trains. So please do run your trains. Thanks again. Bye. I just thought you'd like to see a photograph of a real ALCO RS-3 locomotive in the Jersey Central red and white paint scheme. This is locomotive number 1540, but it's very similar to the model we've been talking about. Thanks.
You're clear to proceed. Yes, sir, we are clear to depart. Train is moving, Yardmaster. Have a good run. Out. Are we clear through the diamond? Copy that. Clear through my limits. Dispatcher, we're on time. Are we clear all the way? Roger that. Out. Are we clear through the diamond? Copy that. Clear through my limits.
Here's another example of an ALCO, American Locomotive Company, RS-3, this one in the green and yellow paint scheme of the Jersey Central Railroad, and the locomotive number here is number 1554. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks a lot.